What's happening, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of the prep series. I'm 5 weeks in at this point. I mean, by the time you probably see this, I'll probably be like 6 weeks out by the time Matt gets around to editing it. However, in a sense, I'm currently 4.5 weeks in to prep. I think the last one was about a week or two prior. So this monthly video shit needs to get sorted out because it's been 6 weeks at this point. But no, all in all, everything's going well. I'm like 8 kilos down, so like 18 pounds down, still fat. I'm hoping, the one hope is my face isn't as fat as the first video. I said to you, I didn't realise how fat I was until I saw my face, but I'm hoping there's change there. I don't really mind about my body as long as...
You pull it off your face, don't you?
Yeah, where Finn just puts it on his face.
My face never got lean.
Yeah, no, it's still like his face was 16 weeks out, 1 day out, so, you know, other than that. But no, we are at, if you can see in the background, Evolution Fitness in Leicester. This is our Saturday session. So for me, it's upper, for Finn, it's pull, isn't it?
Pull now, yeah.
Yeah, so it used to be upper for Finn, and we've just been like mitigating a few issues. Like as his coach, I've really been just trying to manage a few things with Finn, and he's just not recovering push-wise, so.
My coach isn't helping my recovery at all, so.
Yeah, don't say that. Look, coaching slots available. But no, we'll be running you through a session. As you can see, I actually have a mic on, so hopefully we can actually talk a little bit in the gym. Mic on?
What a
right back mic on was. Class, FIFA 11. So yeah, we've got a mic on my person. There we go. Yeah, Mika Richards. We got Mika Richards on. This is shocking. And basically what we're going to be doing in the video is going to be walking you through a normal upper session. There's nothing really to report. I'm going to be starting doing videos myself on hopefully a weekly basis from now. Don't say anything. So it'll be a sense where those will be utilised as actual updates on prep, where this will almost just be kind of like a fun video we'll whack together. We'll put up a few sets here and there and we'll kind of just explain the rationale behind them while we go through. Unless Finn wants to add anything. Other than that, he's just a little side man, just an accessory.
I'll have to come and talk to the mic whenever I want to say anything.
Yeah, when we're in the gym, we're going to have to stand really close, no social distancing.
Not that we don't do that anyway.
No. So yeah, bit of support, nothing better. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. We'll catch you later. We've just completed the first movement and I'm making my pre-workout, intra-workout. I know pre, but we'll see. And we did the cuff lateral raise. We actually had it as a crucifix last time, so it was a fair bit higher, where this time we actually had it lower. And this is just because Finn's shoulders were getting battered. But to be fair, I think pretty much anything will batter Finn's shoulders at this point. I mean, a few years into training, joints of a 60-year-old is not ideal, but what can we do? So basically, just going through the rest of the session, we're going to be on the hammer strength kind of flat press next. But we completed, as mentioned, 2 working sets of the lateral raise to begin. If we think about it from an upper session, always trying to prioritise, in a sense, that top line. I mentioned this on the first video, but more specifically as well, side delts. So if you think about it, we're fresh both physically and mentally. So we're going for a cuff to reduce internal joint pressure that could be going through the wrist if we're doing a dumbbell lateral raise, or potentially if we were to do maybe like a cable D-handle lateral raise. So that's what we'll be doing for that. And then it'll be a sense of doing one working set in an 8 to 12 rep range. We have a 2-second pause for both the length and the shorter range. And then we actually have a rest pause intensifier on the second set. So basically, we go to failure, rest for 20 seconds, and then go again. And we actually took 1 assisted rep on this. So usually the assisted reps, especially in a prep, might not be too beneficial because we're not going to be putting on too much muscle right at this second. It's going to be maintaining and, let's say, adding a rep or 2 here or there, which hopefully can correlate to new muscle, but I'm not in the most anabolic state when you're in a deficit. So the assisted reps will probably be in for the next maybe 6 weeks, and then when I'm maybe 11, 12 weeks out, I reckon I'll drop all assisted reps. But for now, recovery capabilities aren't in a bad position, so therefore 1 assisted rep's been put in. So it's just a sense of having my pre, hopefully getting some good presses. Presses have been diabolical the last 2 weeks or so. The fluid fluctuations of losing a lot of body weight has taken a toll. So it's a sense of 2 presses and then 3 pulls and then a few isolations to finish. And hopefully we can get some posing done at the end. I'm not too sure what I'll look like in the bathroom, but I don't think Matt will mind videoing me in the bathroom, that's for sure. I might get my boxes as well, so we'll see. But no, other than that, we'll get cracking with the rest of the session. When it came to the exercises, I've been battling, just battling so hard against a few niggles. I think body weight coming down drastically, so stability is probably reduced slightly. We then have to understand that fluid fluctuations, like my mid to upper back just in general feels a little bit less tight in certain areas. I feel like even though I'm still fat, it's because I'm not as fat. So basically the whole forefront is I'm still fat, but I'm not as fat. So therefore my pressing's gone a bit shit. Mix that with my anterior delt. It's incredibly tight. So like my pec tie-in, so like the sternoclavicular line of the pec into the anterior delt is really tight. And it's resulting in me being able to kind of lock my scapula back, just creating a few issues. So basically what I need a machine to be incredibly light at the top and heavy at the bottom, and unfortunately due to the profile of the machines here, hammer strength flat press, life fitness incline press, they're all very heavy in the short term range. So basically I tried to have a go on the hammer strength flat press. I'm guessing Matt will probably put up a few clips maybe before or during this, and I got 5 plates for 2 as a warm up, then got 5 plates and a 5 for I think 2 again, and it felt horrendous. And then I tried 5 and didn't even get a single rep. So at this point my anterior delt was pretty much telling me to fuck off. So I thought what we'll do is we'll go to a Smith machine. I did a Smith machine flat press. I got 3.5 plates on this, and it felt really good. I think the Smith machine, stable environment, the stability is given to me from the Smith machine, so it was far better. So I think we're going to keep that in, most likely. Probably maybe make a few adjustments to my other session on Wednesday. And then we had the Sterling shoulder press, the Raheem Sterling shoulder press. It seems to be a bit of a footballer episode. We've got Mike on at the start, now we've got Raheem Sterling. If I'm honest, it's a very hard and challenging press. It's so vertical, so in a sense it's quite challenging to overload, in a sense, especially when body weight's probably a bit lighter. So it was pushing me down a tad, but I took a load regression on the top set, but actually reps were maintained from what I've got previously, which I'll take if I'm being honest with how pressing's feeling. And then on the back off set, I went 1.25 kilos heavier per side, or 2.5 kilos heavier per side actually. I lost a few reps, but in a sense it's a load progression. So they're the 2 presses, one in that flat horizontal line and then one in a vertical plane. So now we're going into our pulls. We have 3 independent pulls. So we have a Panata chest supported row. Matt got 2 plates on this, and I think I'm going to double him, so that'll be all right. I got 4 plates on it last time. And then we have the hammer strength ISO unilateral row. So that'll be the second main press or pull, and then we'll be going into the isolations towards the latter end of the session. Sound. Okay guys, halfway through the session, we've just done pulls. Shocking intro to that bit, but we'll carry on. We've done 2 pulls, so we've gone for a chest-supported Panata row. It's like a chest-supported T-bar row. With the elbow path and the alignment that we're trying to get from this, it's almost like a mid-back emphasised row. And then we actually move on to the standing unilateral. It's not a hammer strength bit of kit, it's like a replica. And basically what we're doing here is we're standing and we're having a neutral grip, and we're actually standing further away from where the weight carriage is. And due to the moment arm and due to pretty much how the load transfers and it gets, let's say, adapted throughout the movement, pretty much is going to result in a bit of a drop off in the shorten range. So if we think about the lat and the mechanics of the lat, it's actually going to be harder to get short. So after we've already done one movement, yes, you could argue it's not a lat emphasised movement, it will just kind of aid us in that shorten range. So it's heavy in the length end, just due to where the load carriage is relative to the pivot point in the machine. And then as we drive it in, it actually drops off to a decent margin. So we only have 2 pulls in this session. The main reason why I actually have a full pull and hamstring session on Monday, which is only 2 sleeps away from today. So today's a Saturday. So that's more of the pull focus session of the week, where this is almost just accessory volume, just so we can tick off a little bit more, let's say, posterior volume in the sense of pulling. So there's no no vertical pulls in this session actually. So it's just 2 pulls, and we actually have these after the pushes, just from a stability standpoint. If we were to absolutely ruin our potential, let's say our back, our posterior, let's say the things that are going to provide us with stability on a press, it's probably going to be a recipe for disaster. So we start off with the pushes on an upper session, and at the same time I'd rather emphasise and almost have more of a focus on those pushes. Both physically I'm fresher and mentally I'm fresher, and then I move into the pulls. So it's a sense of 2 pushes, 2 pulls after that first lateral, and we play around with the tempos a little bit on the pulls, just so we can almost adapt it to where the lat is going to be in its weakest position in comparison to relative to fatigue. So now we go on to the isolations. We have a D-handle pec fly, where we're pretty much putting the seat intentionally a bit lower so we can target that top line that I've mentioned about 30 times during the 2 videos we've done together so far. And then it will be onto a bit of arms. So I mean, it's not going to be a bad thing, we're doing a bit of arms. So we're going to 2 bicep movements, and we've got 1 tricep movement, and then we finish off with a little bit more when it comes to side delts. So yeah, I can finally get off this seat and look like I'm doing a scene out of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. So yeah, we'll crack on. So following the two pulls, we actually went through a PEC ISO, so we went through a D-handle cable fly, D-handle machine PEC fly. It's actually post-session, so at this point I'm probably going to not be too concise. 2 working sets, 1 heavier set, 1 back-off set. Took a few assisted reps just because the ability to get the PEC fully short at this point in the session is pretty much diminished. So Finn jumps in, gives me 1, 2 or 3 assisted reps. I think it's actually 3 assisted reps, which on any other movement I think is a bit silly. But when you have reps in the lengthened and then potentially reps in the mid-range, I think it makes sense just to basically give you a slight aid to get them short. Also pretty much went to full contractile failure. If we imagine the PEC, we still have, as mentioned, reps in that length and range, so I thought take a few partials to finish. And then after that we followed up with arms. We had 3 total working sets of a dumbbell hammer curl. I don't think I do 3 sets of anything really, so 3 sets there. And then I have a straight bar tricep push down, 2 sets with a drop set on the second set. And then a single arm standing away from the cable, basically taxing the bicep in the length and range. So if we imagine the dumbbell hammer curl, it's not going to be perfect taxing the short term range, but it's still going to make the ability to get the bicep fully short harder. And already we've done a fair few pulls. So just finishing off with a bit of work just to really tax the bicep in that length and range. Just 1 total working set, no intensifier, and then we go into a seated dumbbell lateral raise drop set, mainly because at this point of the session, mentally I'm not setting up anything like a cuff lateral raise, and the machine lateral raise here is just not heavy enough to really challenge us without adding like 40 or 50 kilos, which again, mentally at the end of the session, not a fan. So those are the last 3 exercises to finish up, and that is pretty much upper completed. I'm going on the left side, mate. My left side's better. You're on the left side at the beginning, so. We're expecting. Imagine, we're expecting.
Wait. Gotta get my arms out, mate. Otherwise, this top drowns me. Let's pretend it's like a really nice, tight-fitted top.
Who looks bigger? Matt?
You're bigger than me. Just
no,
get
but
over it.
no, who looks bigger? Oh, fuck off. Is it Finn?
No. Mate, let's just be normal people.
Okay, should we be normal?
Yeah.
Right. There we go.
You're big.
Yeah, massive, mate. Right, so session is done. It was, like as mentioned, pretty much an upper session for me. It was a pull session for Finn. We're going to keep this short because I'm just so deep in prep. The thought of Frosties right now is it's driving me insane. So I'm going hypo, yeah, really challenging. So nothing really that we're going to really talk about too much. It was a really good session, to be fair. Probably the best that we've had. I said that we've had here, Finn said in recent weeks, so clearly his standards were a little bit higher than mine, which is a bit unfortunate. But no, what do you think? Good session?
Yeah, it was good. I think for me at the minute, doing an upper pull and an upper push like I was, it just wasn't really working very well.
Yeah.
Like, you've been the same, haven't you? Our push musculature, like chest, shoulders, like pec tie, just been battered for weeks.
Yeah.
I don't feel like my chest recovered in months, so just gone to like a normal 2 legs twice a week, 1 push, 1 pull, and that was probably the best session we've had in a little while. We felt like we've had a few like meh sessions, haven't we?
Upper body training recently, it's been meh.
Finger on it.
Yeah.
It's just a bit of fatigue and niggles to work around.
Yeah, and it's always a bit demotivating if like the first movement of the session, it just doesn't really go in the way that you want, and then kind of puts a bit of a downer on the session. But I mean, lower on Thursday was fantastic, probably the best lower session we've had. You maybe say in recent weeks, but recent weeks. But no, today was fantastic. It was really good, and likewise Thursday was as well. And it was the first time actually I posed in front of Finn. So, hearing your opinion, mate, am I fat?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
You're not fat.
No, I'm in that in-between stage.
I was soft, especially from the back.
Yeah.
From the back and the front. From the sides, you look really good.
Yeah, I thought that. The sides are okay. Sides are decent. Like I've always been okay from the side.
You can make that illusion that your waist's really tiny, but
yeah, there's
still a good amount to come off. But you look very good. Especially like your chest just hangs over. It's very, very good.
Yeah.
You'll be good. Yeah, you'll be good. But
cheers, mate.
I think this week I'll probably drop your food a little bit.
Yeah, Finn is my coach.
Add a second round of posing in every night.
Yeah.
Posing's not quite there yet.
Posing's pretty shit. No.
Need to practice more.
Yeah, the problem is with physique posing, and I said this to Finn,
boring.
It's boring, and you don't look good, and you can't really pose until you're really lean. because you can, but it's a degree where like you don't know if my waist is not looking good from the front, which it doesn't. Yeah, posing when you're fat is quite challenging. So you almost have to imagine what would look good, and then as you probably pull body fat down, it's a sense where when I'm leaner, I might actually prefer my hips slightly lower or my shoulders slightly higher. So it's a bit of a challenging one. So right now, just posing on rest days, it's something that I think will progressively get into a position where it will most likely be after every session, and then likewise pretty much every single day, when I'm like actually in a position where I can accurately assess my physique and what looks good and what doesn't look good. But no, it was as mentioned, pretty much 8 kilos down. In that in-between stage, I was saying to Matt after the pec fly, it's almost that point where you pull off a decent amount of weight, water, so fluctuations, glycogen, fullness levels have gone, but I'm still fat. So it's like, well, I say fat, but relative.
Position.
Yeah, so you don't look great, you're not full, and it's just a case of almost like battling with your mind. But give it a further 4 weeks and I think it'll be in a position where I'm like, right, I can actually start to see everything come forward. And I have seen stuff come forward already, but it's just a sense of being that in-between stage where Finn, he's like 6 months, 7 months post-show. And believe it or not, he's like 6 weeks out. He's probably leaner than me at this point. So
ready to compete, ready to step on the men's physique stage. See me this year.
So yeah, that's the video, guys. As mentioned, the thought of Frosties at this point, just driving us mad.
Not me.
No, not Finn. Finn's appetite levels are pretty much hit the bin. But no, other than that, guys, hopefully you're all good. I'm going to ask Matt again for the outro. Yeah, listen to the podcast. Once you're in, I think we've done 9 episodes now.
It's doing well. People are enjoying it.
Yeah, we had a Euro. Yeah, we had a Euro 2021 chat about it, which got a few people liked it, a few didn't. Yeah, but it's basically just a bodybuilding podcast where we say that, but in a sense, we just chat. It's like this.
People do tend to like it, in terms of it being a little bit educational, but also just a little bit of a laugh.
Yeah,
just a chat.
It's educational with the right delivery, in the sense of it's not too in depth of like scientific language. It's just as yeah, neither's Finn. He pretty much failed his degree almost, and I mean, just sits around. Birthday the other week, just sat in bed.
Sat in bed and ate cake.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, that's the video. If Matt can do the edit again and put the little outro, we can have the Once You're In podcast at the top. We can have my Instagram handle, Reecefit, and then Finn's Instagram handle, Finn Kelly Coach. I thought you were going to jump in and say that. Yeah. And other than that, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. See you guys probably in about 2 months from now when Matt can get time, and I'll catch you later. Bye bye. Got so many digs in there. Sound.